lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call today. Let us move to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. May I know who all have joined today this morning?
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Mataji, you are going to share even bhajan for today, right?
Bhajan, I don't have Mataji.
I will send you the name of the bhajan, Mataji. You can search in the Google, or I can send you the link
Okay.
also. No worries.
Okay,
I will
Mataji.
put in the chat box here. You
Okay.
can open from there.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you, Mataji, for your services.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for all your nice services to Bhakti Sangha Japa press call. And thank you, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Brinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to the single devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, all Vaishnava Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Pran.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every day. And Hare Krishna. Please welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna, this is Sucharya Devidasi from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for your kind association and chanting. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Shuchar Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Sucharya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for joining, for chanting too, Mataji. We are very grateful for your sweet association. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for yours. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, shall we
Hare
chant?
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Sushmita Mataji. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from India. Dandavat Pranama Gauri Shri Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Syama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We were missing you, Mataji, and I was so happy to see your parents yesterday. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yesterday,
Hare
Shamagori
Krishna.
Mataji's parents got initiated. We all congratulate Shamagori Mataji's parents.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hare
Bol.
माता जी,
Hare
please
Bol.
accept my
Hare
humble
Bol.
obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devi Dasi in Canada.
Hare Krishna, Aditi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your sweet association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all devotees, Mother and Prabhus. Joy Das from New York. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Joy Das Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for attending the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
We'll start the recording, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. We are today so fortunate to have His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 7th Canto, 2nd chapter, verse number 46. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I will hand over the call to you, Prabhu. Whenever ready, please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Mother?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Mataji, you can click that link in the chat box. It is there, Mataji. Shushmita Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother Binita Gandharvika.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Mothers. Welcome to this session of morning sadhana through Bhakti Japa Sangha group. I really appreciate all of your participation, taking valuable time and investing in your ultimate benefit. So today's subject is very interesting, related to our day-to-day material existence. And this is the song composed by His Divine Grace Bhakti Vinod Thakur to this purport. So I would like to sing that. And if you want to participate, you can in your own pace, wherever you are comfortably situated. Durlabha manav janma labhiya samsare Krishna na bhajino dukha ohibo kahare Durlabha manav janma samsare Krishna na bhajino dukha kohiba kahare Sansara kare miche gelo kal sansara kare মিছে গেল কাল লাভ না কইলা কিছু ঘটিল জঞ্জাল লাভ না কইলা কিছু ঘটিল জঞ্জাল কিসের সংসার হয়ে ছায়াবাজি প্রায় কিসের সংসার হয়ে ছায়াবাজি প্রায় ইহাতে মমতা করে বৃথা দিন যায় ইহাতে মমতা করে বৃথা দিন যায় এ দেহ পতন হলে কি রহিবে আমার এ দেহ পতন হলে কি রবে আমার কেহ সুখ নাহি দিবে পুত্র পরিবার কেহ সুখ নাহি দিবে পুত্র পরিবার গর্দবের মত পরিশ্রম গর্দবের মত আমি পরিশ্রম তার লাগি এত করে না গুছিল ভ্রম কার লাগি এত করে না ঘুচিল ভ্রম দিন যায় মিছে কাজে নিশা নিদ্রা বসে দিন যায় মিছ কাজে নিশা নিদ্রা বসে নাহি ভাবি মরণ নিকটে আছে বসে নাহি ভাবি মরণ নিকটে আছে বসে ভালো মন্দ খাই হেরি পরিচিন্তাহীন ভালো মন্দ খাই হেরি পরিচিন্তাহীন নাহি ভাবি দেহ ছাড়িব কোন দিন নাহি ভাবি এ দেহ ছাড়িব কোন দিন দেহ গেহ কলত্রাদি চিন্তা অবিরত দেহ গেহ কলত্রাদি চিন্তায় অবিরত জাগিছে হৃদয়ে মন বুদ্ধি করি হত জাগিছে হৃদয়ে মন বুদ্ধি করি হত হায় হায় নাহি ভাবি অনিত্য সব হায় হায় নাহি ভাবি অনিত্য সব জীবন বিগতে কোথা রহিবে বৈভব, জীবন বিগতে কোথা রহিবে বৈভব, শ্মশানে শরীর মম পরিয়া রহিবে, শ্মশানে শরীর মম পরিয়া রহিবে, বিহঙ্গ পতঙ্গ তাই বিহার করিবে, বিহঙ্গ পতঙ্গ তাই বিহার করিবে, কুকুর শৃগাল সব আনন্দিত হয়ে, কুকুর শৃগাল সব আনন্দিত হয়ে, মহ করিবে আমার দেহ লয়ে, মহোৎসব করিবে আমার দেহ লয়ে, যে দেহে এই গতি তার অনুগত, যে দেহে এই গতি তার অনুগত, সংসার বৈভব বন্ধু জন যত, সংসার বৈভব বন্ধু জন যত, অতএব মায়া মোহ ছাড়ি বুদ্ধিমান, অতএব মায়া মোহ ছাড়ি বুদ্ধিমান, নিত্য তত্ত্ব কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি করুণ সাধন, নিত্য তত্ত্ব কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি করুণ সাধন, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ, জয় প্রভুপাদ, গুরুদেব 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব, জয় জয় গুরুদেব গুরুদেব, গুরুদেব জয় জয় গুরুদেব। Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and mothers. The purpose of this song to scare you. Purpose of this song not to scare you, but to come to the reality, who we are where we are and how to get out. So I would request if somebody can help me to read the translation, please go forward. One person, one devotee, each translation.
So good.
Hare Krishna, Sukaka Krishna Prabhu, can you please mute yourself? Because I'm trying to mute, it's not getting muted. Okay.
Please, Prabhus and Mothers.
The human form of life is the rarest opportunity for attaining spiritual perfection. But now I am lamenting because I have somehow or other been born with such an opportunity and I wasted it by never worshipping Lord Shri Krishna. Oh, to whom shall I tell the tale of this misery?
Thank you.
Having married and entered into the entanglements of materialistic family life, I pass my time in vain. I never got any tangible gain or permanent benefit, only trouble and botheration. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
What kind of world is this anyway? It seems to be just like a magic lantern show, that I saw at a carnival, wherein so many shadows and optical illusions dance magically before my eyes. I feel great attachment and identification with such a world, and thus day after day pass by fruitlessly without any purpose whatsoever. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
For I'll read, when this body drops dead on the ground, then what will remain mine? At the moment, all of my sons and dearest loved ones will not be able to give me any happiness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I work hard just like an ass every day, and now I am wondering for whom am I working? I'm wondering for whom am I working so hard? I am still surrounded.
Can you see it, Prabhu? Surrounded by illusion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can continue. I think we cannot hear him, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I'm still surrounded by so many illusions. Number 6, I waste every day in useless, insignificant work, and I waste every night controlled by sleep. And in every 24 hours, I never for 1 second consider that cruel death is sitting very close by my side. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I live a very carefree lifestyle, sometimes eating a lot or eating a little if I feel like it. Sometimes I see nice things around the town, or sometimes I do not go out at all. Sometimes I wear opulent clothing, or if I am in the mood, I wear something simple. I live so carefree that I never consider that one day I will have to give up this body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My poor heart is plagued by constant anxieties about the maintenance and daily turmoil created by my body, my house, my wife, my family members, and my social obligations. All these anxieties are pinching me and destroying all my intelligence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Alas, alas, what a remorseful situation has arisen. I am absorbed in all this trouble, but I never consider that all these things are temporary and subject to perish. Very soon after I am dead and gone, where will all of my material opulences remain? Hare Krishna.
Number 10. When my body will be thrown in the pit at the cremation grounds, it will simply
lie there motionlessly. Then many crows, vultures, ants, and worms will come and playfully sport there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. All the stray dogs and jackals will then become very much delighted, and in great ecstasy they will make a festival ground out of my body and will have a huge and feast. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Read 12. Just see, this is the ultimate destination of this material body. And the most amazing thing is that all of my material opulence, house, family, and friends have exactly the same destination. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Therefore, I ask of anyone who has any sharp intelligence, please give up all of these temporary illusions presented by Maya and kindly search after the means to get, get pure devotion of Lord Krishna, for this is the only really tangible eternal truth. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you. Prabhus and mothers, this is the reality. I hope you all could relate while you are hearing or reading. So today's subject matter is Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 7, Canto 7, and chapter 2, Srila Prabhupada entitled Hiranyakashipu gave funeral eulogy, instruct to family. And today's text is 46. I hope you all are participating every day on Bhagavatam class. So you are familiar. Where is this verse? Who spoke to who? And how it is relevant to us. So let us chant the verse and then I'll go little details. Now I'm going to give a little brief before we recite the verse, so you will know where you are and why we are doing this verse. Now this chapter began with, of course, you can say this Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Sutta Goswami, final by Vyasdev. Before that, Sutta Goswami spoke to Sonakadis. Same thing that they heard from Sukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Same thing Sukdev Goswami was narrating, which he saw through his transcendental vision by the mercy of Vyasdev, that was spoken by Narad Muni to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Actually, the episode is Hiranyakashipu giving funeral eulogy after his father died. He is bringing another speaker of Jamaraj, who is speaking to the queens of a great king named Sujagna of Ushinur. So I hope nobody got lost. I hope none of you got lost, but everybody, I hope you follow. Speaker and audience is like a 7-layer came down. So it's beautiful. This is a very beautiful. And I hope you can also pick what went wrong. This is as good as Bhagavad Gita Krishna spoke. This whole chapter is as good. Sometimes even I can relate this more appealing than Bhagavad Gita. Not looking down Krishna's explanation. Krishna gave very essence, but The speaker here is Hiranyakashipu, the big demon, Mayavadi demon, not only demon, Mayavadi demon. Mayavadi demon, in a sense, this chapter takes it, same chapter, only Mayavadi thinks like this. He didn't say I am Mayavadi, but his speech shows that he is a big Mayavadi, impersonalist, big demon. When Hiranyakashipu saw that entire kingdom, everybody lamenting, including his mother. Can someone tell me who is the mother? What's her name? Mother of Hiranyakashipu?
Diti.
Very good. Diti, yes. Thank you. And so his mother is crying. His sister-in-law, Hiranyaksha's wife, she is crying. All the children are crying. All the minister, demons, friends, everybody is crying. Because Hiranyaksha is dead. Hiranyakashipu started speaking. What is his purpose? His purpose was to pacify them from the lamentation. And then he will do the funeral rites called Antyesti Kriya of Hiranyaksha, who was his brother. So Hiranyakashipu started speaking, and in his, where this verse comes, I'm expressing what I understood. He started with, do not lament. He's talking to his mother, especially, and to his sister-in-law, who just lost the husband, killed by Barahadev. Don't put logic that, well, he should know his God. It's all good. No, he's not putting that logic. But he gave a practical metaphor. He gave a practical example where we should not lament for this material, neither hankar or lament for this material, especially lamentation, material things. You will think like Hiranyakashipu must be a Mahabhagavat. Something went wrong. When somebody speaks so good, how is possible? And not today's text, but in few texts later, you will see his internal desire will come out. But external explanation was as good as Lord Krishna's explanation about soul. We are not this body, we are soul. He gave a very beautiful explanation. While he's explaining, he mentioned that all these living entity, we come together called material world, just like a lot of leaves, straws are floating in the river. Then at one point they get together and then this. So we come together, we call our family, and then all of a sudden some die, some disappear like that. Then he says, don't be attached. Attachment and association with these material modes will cause you suffering. Isn't true what he says? Yes, it's true. And Hiranyakashipu says, one's affection by the condition of material existence is the cause of happiness and distress. Then he gave, but then he looked at his mother and his sister-in-law. They are not stopped crying. And thousands others, not stop. So then he brought this example, two examples, one by one. So he gave that example, famous king Sujagna, who resided in the country named Ushinor. He passed away, and he caused, when he passed away, now when somebody passes away, can someone help me? Why do we have to cremate the body? What's the big deal?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I think it's because the soul may be attached to the body and doesn't move on, so the soul doesn't. Once the body is cremated, then the soul can move on.
Very good. This is good. Another point is when you
the body
borrow
gets
something.
decayed. Body gets decayed, no Prabhu. When if we remain, it will just become decayed and decomposed. We have to just remove the whole thing and burn it or cremate.
That is true, but that may take a long time. If you bury, it may take years.
Not bury, I'm telling cremation.
Yes, yes. For either one, why? The question is why the body has to be given back where it comes from. Because we borrow. It is never our. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this to Sanatana Goswami Pad. How can you want to destroy your body? Because he had some sap. I won't go to details. I'm sure you are all familiar. He said, this you offered, you surrendered to me, you took initiation from me, I am your guru, because Mahaprabhu gave him initiation, made him from Sakar Mallik to Sanatan Goswami. So he said, then you have no right to destroy my property. Prabhus and mothers, all we got initiated, our body belongs to our guru, Prabhupada. You have no right, you have to take care of it. So this is very nice. So then another point also, the soul will never get another body until this body is dissolved. I hope you all know. Soul will not get another body until this body, like you rent a house, you can walk out after you give back to the landlord. So this is required to understand. He gave this example just to stop them crying because he has some ulterior motive. He would not say it now. He's first trying to remove their distress condition. So he gave a beautiful example. In that example, he brought a reference of a true story of a King Sujagna. So when King Sujagna, he used to go out and fight the enemy or neighbor country, he would conquer them and he would come back. So king went many times and he come back. But this time, one time, he came back not alive, as dead. When that king body came back, or you can say king came back as a dead body, all these queens, he had a few wives, queens hold his dead body on their lap and they're crying and crying and crying. There is a auspicious time when a body dies. I hope you all know that a particular time is supposed to cremate. So the sun is about to set and they are not let body go from their holding. They are literally like crashing their emotion, their body with this dead husband's body, and nobody can stop because their crying was so pathetic, so intense. It reached to everybody's cry don't reach to Jamaraj. This was a special. So then Jamaraj immediately came. But how did he come? He came as a, I hope ladies can relate what I'm saying, mothers. Even if you're depressed, if a little baby broken language started speaking, it gets your attention. Even you are depressed. If grown-up man talks, you may not get attention. Let him talk. Whatever. Not that you looking down the man, but the child, when the child talks, even mother is depressed, but she pays attention. So Jamaraj came as a young child and like an orphan, very curious, very kind of a lost. He said, why are you crying? So one old man was seeing the whole episode Thousands and thousands of people are crying, especially the queens. Old man told the baby, because our king is dead. Then this baby Jamaraj says, really? Please don't cry. The king will come back. Did he not go before ever? Said, yes. He came back, yes. So he will come back. Hearing childish talk from this orphan child, they didn't know this Jamaraj. It caught attention of the queen. So they replied to this orphan child, Jamaraj, no, king will not come back. Then the orphan child was walking around while listening. And he came to this dead body of the king who just died. He said, you all are lying. He's right here. Why you said he's not here? Then the queen said, oh, our child, listen, he's not the king. Then he stepped backward and he says, so this is not the king? But I see he's the king. He says, no, my child. This is his body, dead body. The king is the soul. When queen said this to the orphan child Jamaraj, then Jamaraj orphan child replied, oh, so the king has gone and he is not the child. He is not this body. So then, can any one of you explain me? Who was the king you are crying for? Did you see him, how he looks like? Did you remember, do you remember his color? Then one queen says, no, he's the soul. Okay, I agree, he's the soul that gone. But have you seen the soul, how he looks like, how he talks or acts? Then another queen replied to orphan Jamaraj, nobody ever saw the soul. Then the orphan child Jamaraj replied, do you know every moment how many soul dies? But you are crying only for one. So if you think by crying loudly, this soul will come back into the body, let's cry loudly. And then he started crying. When the orphan child started crying, all the queens said, no, stop crying. See, they were crying before. Now the orphan child is crying. Said, by crying, he will not come back. Soul does not come back. That's why our today's sloka began. Then this child started giving philosophy to the queens and to all others. Now let's go back to our today's. So I hope everybody is aware who is speaking and what is the subject matter. Very good. Sorry, it took a little. Okay. I am going to read us to have maybe 2 or 3 times more. At least 3 times is good. So I hope you all remember. What was the topics? The king has gone. This was the queen said, and they were crying. And then they said, who is the king? Not the body, the soul. Then this orphan child, who happened to be Jamaraj, they did not know. He is giving the speech. So this is the one of the wonderful analysis about how this body is not the king or the soul. Bhuten, sorry. Let us chant 3 times. Consciousness becomes so pure that we will be able to see the Lord's presence in every pages of Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Tiraya. Reciting Bhagavatam, we pray to Lord Vasudev, who is the predominating deity of consciousness, to, by his mercy, purify our consciousness. And before reciting Bhagavatam, which is very means of conquest, we should respect and pay obeisances to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, who revealed this to Brahmaji, to Naradji, all the way to Srila Prabhupada and to us. And unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasdev, the author, and Srila Prabhupada, comment later. Nasta prayesu abhadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. By regularly doing Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, all that our hearts get troubled, contaminated, will be completely destroyed. And loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Shri Radha Shyamasundar, who is praised with transcendental song, will be established in our heart as an irrevocable fact. So with that note, we are going to recite this verse. Bhutendriya manalingan dehan uchavachan vibho bhajati utsrijati hi annas taschapi shena tejasa. Prabhus and mothers, please recite.
Bhutendriya manolingan dehan uchavachan vibhuhu bhajati utsrijati anyas tachapi svena tejasa. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. One more.
May I, Prabhu?
Yes.
Bhutendriya manolingan dehan uchavan vibhu bhajatya utsrajati anyas tachapi svena tejasa. Hariva.
Wonderful. One more. Mother side one.
Bhutendriya manolingan dehanuchavachan vibhuhu bhajati utsrajati anyas tachapi svena tejasa. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bhuta, by the 5 material elements. Indriya, the 10 senses. Manaha, the mind. Lingan, characterize. Dehan, gross material bodies. Ucha avachan, high class, and Vibhuhu, the individual soul, who is the Lord of the body and senses. Bhajati, achieves. Utsrijati, gives up. He, indeed. Annayaha, being different. Tat, that. Cha, also. Api, indeed. Shayana, by his own. Tejasa, power of advanced knowledge. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The 5 material elements, the 10 senses, and the mind all combine to form the various parts of the gross and subtle bodies. The living entities contact with his material bodies, whether high or low. The latter gives them up by his personal prowess. This strength can be perceived in a living entity's personal power to possess different types of bodies. Purport. The conditioned soul has knowledge, but if he wants to fully utilize the gross and subtle bodies for his real advancement in life, he can do so. Prabhus and mothers, Prabhupada writes here, the conditioned soul has knowledge. Is it true or not? I mean, we are not blind followers. We know Prabhupada is right, but how he is right?
Because we are Satchidananda we are part and parcel of the Mamai Vamta Jivaloke. So Krishna is Satchidananda and we are part and parcel. So we also have knowledge, but it is covered by the material modes.
Very good. Good answer. Abritam Gena Mehetena Genina Nitta Vairina. Yes. That verse in Bhagavad Gita says this. Good. Thank you.
And Prabhupada showed us the scriptures. He wasn't talking about something like he thought. He gave us proof.
Yes. But when we, thank you, Mother. When we watch out that everything Prabhupada said is all scriptures, actually. He's translating his own realization. But it all has a origin somewhere in the scripture spoken by the Lord or sages. Our faith becomes very strong. Nobody can shake it. And that's why it's required. Next, Prabhupada writes, it is therefore said here that by his high intelligence, Shena Tejasa, by the superior power of superior knowledge achieved from the right source, the spiritual master, or Acharya, he can give up his conditioned life in a material body and return home back to Godhead. However, if he wants to keep himself in the darkness of this material world, he can do so. The Lord confirms this as follows in Bhagavad Gita 9:25. Janti deva brata devan pitrin janti pitri brata bhutani janti bhuteja janti majjajino upimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghost and spirit will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to ancestors. Those who worship me will live with me. Very nice. The human form of the body is valuable. One can use this body to the higher planetary systems, to Pitri Loka, or he can remain in this lower planetary system. But if one tries, he can also return home back to Godhead. This prowess is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Super Soul. Therefore, the Lord says, Mattaha smiti genam apohanancha. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. If one wants to receive real knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become free from bondage to repeated acceptance of material bodies. If one takes to the devotional service of the Lord and surrenders unto him, the Lord is prepared to give one direction by which to return home back to Godhead. But if one foolishly wants to keep himself in darkness, he can continue in a life of material existence. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyenanjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Shapadan Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Pada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo 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 Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratiche Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bhakta Vihina Aparadalakshe Shipta Kamaditarangamate Kripa Maitam Saranam Prapanna Brinde Namaste Charanarabindam Bhajami Radhaya Aravinda Netram Smarami Radha Madhur Smitasham Badami Radha Karuna Bharadra Mamanasti Gati Nakopi Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So dear Prabhus and mothers, this verse gives many way to look at it. This morning I was reading a couple times and I was thinking like we can talk about transmigration, we can talk about purpose of creation, we can talk about analytical study of suffering. each soul goes through this, why all these species are created, what is the need of all these planets, why not one planet soul and done with it. No, Krishna is very kind. Krishna is extremely kind. So first, These are all sounds good. How did I end up here in the material world? Or how am I going to go to spiritual world? Let's see how actually we process things. I thought we'll discuss that few minutes, and then we will have a more of a reality check. How the body functions, subtle body, what causes transmigration. Well, first of all, if you ever wonder how you, being a conscious being, comes in contact with matter or material world. How? Now, there is an idea or theory given that consciousness is coming to the material world to know the material world. But it has to pass through material consciousness. And then it can feel what is matter. According to Darwin's theory also, because Prabhupada spoke about right conception of consciousness and wrong conception of consciousness. And Prabhupada also mentioned Darwin's theory. What was the fall? Prabhus and mothers, matter gradually produce consciousness, but before producing consciousness, it must produce some hazy consciousness, then mind, then the soul. Is this true? Absolutely not. In reality, it is just the opposite. Just the opposite. So subjective evolution parallels objective or material evolution. All the living, Bhaktivinoda Thakur divides into 5 categories. Abrita Chetan, Sankuchita Chetan, Chetan means consciousness. Mukulita Chetan, Vikosita Chetan, Purna Vikosita Chetan. Covered consciousness, contracted consciousness, budding consciousness, blooming consciousness, fully bloomed, blossomed consciousness. Where do we fit? We fit in the middle, budding. Budding means you do not know the beauty flower, for an example, when it's budding state, like a lotus, you don't see the color in a budding state. It has to start open, then you will start visibly perceive that. And also fragrance. Our quality, who we are, we will never be able to find out in material world until we come in contact with pure goodness. Each of us are very unique, beautiful, wonderful. So purpose of Krishna consciousness just to awaken that in relation to Krishna. So in the evolution of consciousness, the super subject is Krishna. Super subject is first. Then the individual soul or jiva subject is next. You are next after God. Not that you are first, then God. No. Then from super subjective consciousness, or you can say internal potency, Jogomaya, reflect or shadow of Ramadevi, matter is produced. Or this body. The whole transmigration is nothing but from that. So consciousness must penetrate hazy consciousness to perceive matter. So process of evolution from top downward. Good example, H2O. all of you know this is a chemical composition of water. Yes? But you cannot see with this eye hydrogen and oxygen. But if you penetrate, bring it down to the gross, from the subtle to gross, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can taste it. This body that we have, the mind that we have the experience. This is a hazy consciousness products. Absolute reality, if we at all assert that there is anything that is absolute reality, must possess two qualifications. When we think of Krishna, we always think of three things. According to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we should think three things. First is, he is by himself, for himself, and of himself. Amnaya praha tattam harimiha paramam sattam rasabdim tad bhinnang sasya jivan prakritim kavalitam. So first thing in that verse, Amnaya praha tattam harimiha, to understand the absolute truth, that we must accept he's by himself. For who made him God? Himself. For who? For himself. Of himself. When we look through Krishna, then we can see our existence has a purpose life, has a purpose-driven life. If we look at from our own conditional, it sometimes doesn't make sense. Why do we even exist? If death is like forcing us to live this existence and we don't know where we are heading, it will cause you fear and all this. But try to look at from Krishna's angle. He is the creator. He has done this for a particular purpose. Happy that ultimate happiness he has created for us. He has given. But it comes with also his mercy called free will, choice. First of all, when you think of going back now I have explained how we came here. To go back, same thing. First, you have to have an idea why you want to go. And where are you going? What are you going to get there? If that question why is not so clear, then your journey will take long time. If you make it why you are very clear, then your journey will be very quick. This is the whole purpose why Bhagavatam discussion are compulsory every day. Chanting Hare Krishna, good association. I call 6S. Good sadhana, good sangha, or satsang, you can say. We must do this because we are conscious being. First is the idea we get. Then we contemplate on the idea. Once we accept that idea, your mind will push your body to act on it. A human become or a pig not by accident. It's the same process. I hope everybody is getting. It may be a little technical, but this is how it is. The idea comes first. Because we are conscious being, idea has to come first. Whether to go to spiritual world or to enjoy here, whatever it is, idea has to come first. Idea has to be conceptualized or captured by mind. How? Intelligence intervenes. Okay, if I do this, I'll get this. This is what I want. Yes, I live for that. Okay. Then it's captured. When mind captures that idea, your body will do automatically. Most of the time, even for a devotee, we are not do sadhana because the conception is not clear. We are conscious being. And that consciousness is coming from the soul, not from the body, not from the mind. But when it filters through, it creates little havoc. Now, today's chapter, Prabhupada very nicely gave a reference of Bhagavad Gita, where he quoted this verse. Let me go to the purport. Just a second. Yes. Vrtana devan pitrinjantri pitrivrata bhutani janti bhuteja majjaji nahopimam. Very nice. Janti deva vrta devan. So those who worship devatas or demigods go to heaven. Why they go there? To enjoy more. Deep down, idea is I want to experience that happiness more than what I am experiencing now. Is everybody clear? The idea comes first. Then idea has to be captured in the mind with the help of intelligence. Then mind will tell the body to act on it. Whether it's a sadhana or a sacrifice, whatever, to get that result. Then the result will be produced. Of course, it's not up to you everything. It has to be sanctioned by Krishna. In order for an idea to be conceptualized or intelligent intervene to capture it, Krishna has to sanction. Otherwise, you will forget. I know he said something in the class. I didn't get it. It doesn't matter. Let's go on. We'll do something else. It is not that. Krishna just didn't sanction it. Prabhus and mothers, you are the initiating cause. Everything that happening in your life right now, you are the initiating cause of that. Krishna is the sanctioning cause. Because without his sanction, well, first of all, you desired it and you became eligible, conceptualized, then Krishna sanctioned it, then Mayadevi just manifested. That's how the whole one, Upadrasta, Anumanta, Bhakta, Bhukta, Maheshwara, you can read those verses exactly how it explains. So here Prabhupada gives this reference of those who worship the demigod will take birth among the demigod. Those who worship ancestor, go to ancestor. Those who worship ghost, go to ghost. If you wanted to come back to me, you will also worship me. So choice, you, not Krishna, not your Guru. Guru will help you. Krishna will help you. Devotees will help you. But ultimately, you are the initiating cause. We have to have a strong desire. But the desire should be aligned with our devotional scripture. Then it will produce devotional result. If the desire is not aligned with the devotional scriptures, the mercy will not come, neither you will get it. Srila Prabhupada, I was reading that purport also this morning. The Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada write, I'm paraphrasing, is distributing sublime information to the entire world, humans, to the effect that simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to God. So most of Srila Prabhupada's purport focuses on Janti Majjaji Nahopimam. This is my observation. Can someone help me with this? Why Prabhupada promote, even though Krishna did not say that, that you come to me only. He said, Janti Deva Bratana, you can go to demigod place, you can go to ghost planet, you can go to ancestor planet, you can go wherever you like. And you can come to me also. He did say he will come to me. But in the purport, going back to Krishna. Can someone
Because
help me?
everywhere is miserable material world. Yanti Devan, till the Brahmaloka, it is going to be Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosa Darshanam. Only place intelligently Krishna wants us to go back to him, so that one who goes to my place, yet Gatvan and Nivartante, Tad Dhama Paramama. That's why Prabhupada writes that go back home intelligently, whether you are with Akama Sarvakama, Moksha Kamudardi, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, Yidyetam Purusham Param. Sorry, Maharaj, this is the only thing I can do.
Very good. Very good. I see you are convinced, Prabhu. Sukakor Prabhu, you are convinced.
Your blessings, Prabhuji. Your Prabhupada disciple.
I'll pray, definitely I'll pray for you. You are not going to move. This is very good sign.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada's purport, yes. Unfortunately, many people have no information about these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live. Because they do not know of them, they fall down. So we were all in this category, but because Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we are, I don't know how many of you go to Hindu program or other program. You do not see the Prabhupada's purport there. This is my experience. I'm not trying to be negative, being realistic. It is only Prabhupada's mercy that he wants our ultimate happiness. So we were all in this category, I would say, because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have the opportunity to return back home for eternal life there. Now, after that, Krishna also spoke further verses that worshipper of the demigod, why Krishna does not promote the worshipping of demigods? Seems like he's negative. He created this when he's negative. Because he has the same mentality where Prabhupada got that mentality. He wants ultimate benefit for each soul. Arjuna asked that question. Krishna says, because it's all temporary. Three things will be lost. You lose the relationship with the demigod when annihilation comes. The planet will be lost. Your relationship with the demigod also lost. You are back to zero. But if you go to Krishna, forever, eternally only flourishes. So that's why it's very nice. Okay. Now we can put one good logic. One good logic is Krishna is ever willing. He's ever willing, and he's going to work with you. That's why he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Apani achari dharma jeep ke sikhai, apani na koile dharma sikhano na ja. So we want to also focus on that. Now with that note, ask you another question. Please raise hand. Not everybody. I know most of you already know. Maybe all of you. I'm not a super soul, so I cannot say that. Is our subtle body, because in the verse, it talks about that transmigration. You can go any planet, demigod, forefather, and here, there. The physical body stays here. This is the function of the subtle body, providing the difference planet body. Subtle body carrying the soul and giving the difference body according to the planet or according to the atmosphere, wherever. Is the subtle body being destructible or indestructible? When the subtle body get destroyed? Sugakor Prabhu, no, not now. I know you know it. I know you know it. Who else? Okay, Mother Radhika Lila Devidasi. I don't know you well. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. Go ahead, Mother.
Well, in the subtle body, we have the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego. So we transmigrate with the mind to the next body, but then the subtle body gets destroyed when we reach the purified state, and then we obtain a spiritual body.
Did you just say we get the spiritual body, then the subtle body destroy, or subtle body destroy, then we get the spiritual body?
I read in the scriptures that is like lightning. It says like lightning, like so. I took it like in the same moment.
Oh, I see. It's a Narad Muni's example you giving first canto, 5th chapter. He said to Vyasdev, lightning and illumination took same time. So from that angle, okay, now this body, physical body is growing. Is subtle body also growing? Anyone else? Like I see Mathura Mohan Prabhu, he has a gray hair. Don't take it wrong way, Prabhu. Sorry, I don't mean to attack you. Like I see you have a gray hair means you are growing. You're not a child anymore. Is the subtle body also growing like this? Yes or no? Just anybody else?
No. No, subtle body does not grow.
Subtle body doesn't grow.
I think it grows probably because of the mind is involved, the desires keep increasing.
Okay.
So maybe it grows.
Maybe it grows. Okay. So there's a opposite opinion. Let me ask you one more question. Physical body is under the timer, under the spell of time? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is the subtle body is also under the time?
Yes.
If you say yes, where is the reference? You have a reference or is your own inference? You cannot answer means it is your own inference. We have to be very careful because these little technical things actually will boost you to get out of this material world. Otherwise, they can pull it down or keep us down. There are a lot of concepts maybe about the subtle body. Subtle body being destructible or indestructible. Yes, the subtle body, as it's rightly pointed out in Srila Prabhupada's purport that I saw, is also material. It is also destructible in that sense. However, the subtle body being of a subtler nature of matter is not as quickly or as grossly affected by time as is the gross body. So the gross body inevitably ages, just like Mathura Mohan Prabhu has a gray hair. He was not born with the gray hair, but he got it as he aged. No, he didn't age, but his body aged, more specific. So the gross body inevitably ages as time passes and it ultimately dies, whereas subtle body, Prabhu's and Mother, in general, does not age. Remember that, does not age. We know about our desire, it is time. Shastra says, Kalena nahi, Gajendra's pastime. Kalena nahi, jasya biplabo. I remember we spoke about this, about Gajendra's prayer. In 8th canto, in his prayer to Lord Krishna, he said the nature of the desire which are essence of the subtle body is such that they are not destroyed even by time. If I die right now, Whatever desire I have, it's going to go with me. If it is a bad desire, I'm carrying that bag. When we join to ISKCON, we bring our baggage for so many life. We carry those baggage with us. And if we find some kind of uncomfort, because we are carrying the baggage, it is not uncomfort. We have to elevate our consciousness. Now, let's think this way. Demigods are under time. They do die at a particular time. And time does not bring about gross effect in them in terms of them becoming old. They live. When their lifespan ends, then they die. But again, does not happen in terms of physical deterioration of abilities or appearance. Is that clear, everybody? Demigod does not age. Their physical body does not age. They are born, like Prabhupada explained, 5th canto, 18 or 17 chapter. You will see there is a famous verse where explained that they live for 10,000 years, 9,900 years, nobody has children. I mean, the ladies don't get pregnant. Only before she leaves the planet, she get pregnant. There is no breastfeeding, there is no babysitting. The child is born as a teenager, you can say, young, and she lives. There is no mother-son bond. He's free. Nobody is old either there. Everybody is young. That's how they enjoy. And they die also young, take birth young. So time has no effect in their physical body. What causes a lot of people get attracted to go to heaven? Our physical body in this in this planet where we are right now, under the spell of time. But the subtle body is not under the spell of time. Subtle body only dissolves when you desire to adopt bhakti and want to purify. Say Brahmaji's 100 years is over. All the souls goes where? They go into the lingam, carried by the Garbhodakshay Vishnu to Mahavishnu's body. All your dirty desire, maybe you have a good desire too, all the desire, all the impression are intact. What you did not want will disappear. What you wanted, you invested. We invest in two ways, negative and positive. All the investment means you have an emotional feeling for certain enjoyment is always with you. Until new creation began, you are not destroyed by those. So when the new creation began, we don't know when, because there is no timer. Nobody keeps track of the time. Of course, Krishna knows everything. Your subtle body holding everything. Your subtle body is destroyed not by the time, but by you in contact with Krishna's mercy. When you elevate your consciousness to Suddha Sattva, subtle bodies start dissolving. And then you have two things, I hope all of you hold tightly. Subordination. Who are you, Mathura Mohan Prabhu? I am a follower of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. This thing has to be forefront. We should not have our own identity. We should have a subordination identity. I'm a servant of the servant. And the second point is, I want to serve the Lord. When these two things are forefront of every devotee, you will cross the time frame. That time your subtle body is dissolved. Subtle body is dissolved in the battlefield of Kurukshetra of all these 640 million people, one by in 18 days. That doesn't mean they went back home, back to Godhead. They went outside of material world, but you still have to have an attitude and service desire in order to go to Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha. Srila Prabhupada and Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Srila Prabhupada says, Shishupal, who did not glorify Krishna, so he did not go to spiritual world. Now, when we are talking about Shishupal, there are Shishupal as a position, Shishupal as a person. When you say Joy Vijay, they did not come in millennium after millennium. They came for 3 lives, they done and gone. But that Shishupal is also a position. Ravana is a position. Kamsa is a position. Putana is a position also. Just like a president is a position. A qualified soul enter there to be in the lila. So this Shishupal, he merged. He did not go to spiritual world. Spiritual world, when we talk about spiritual world, means there is a loving service. Spiritual world doesn't mean only out of 3 modes. Because in between spiritual world and material world, there is a vast another Ekapad Vibhuti, the material world, Devi Dham, Golokanamni Nijadhamni Taleshatasya, Devi Mahesha Haridhameshu Teshu Teshu, Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihitascha Jena, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, 4 Pada Vibhuti means Golok Dham, Vaikuntha Dham. This is 2. Of course, our ultimate goal is Golok. Below that is Mahesh Dham, where Brahma Jyoti, of course, everywhere. And then you have a Siddha Loka, you have a Viraja. These are called border. Karmi, not Karmi, Gyani, Jogi, they can reach up to that. Mahesh Shiva Lok is also not spiritual world in one sense, Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita purport, because there is no service for the soul. That is one also Ekapad Vibhuti. Then the material world is another. That's how the 4 division of creation is measured. Okay, we have 15 minutes. Let's have some discussion.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a nice class. Dear devotees, now the forum is open for question and answer, or if you have any realization, please kindly share. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful.
Yes, Prabhu, I can see 3 hand raises.
Okay.
Sukhakar Krishna Das Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shushmita Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This Devi Dham, where it is coming, it is below Mahesh Dham. Is it above the material world? There is Devi Dham.
Devi Dham is where I am. Material world.
Material world, okay.
Yeah. When we say Mahesh Dham is above Devi Dham, but it is not spiritual world in a sense. There is a 3 concept of Shiva. One is Sambhutatta Shiva, where is in Mahesh. Rudra Tattva Shiva is in the material world.
Devi Dham, Kailash.
Well, Rudra Tattva Shiva, actually every planet has a Rudra Tattva Shiva's abode. He lives in a guest house called Kailash Dham of Kuberas. That Kailash Dham is the guest house of Kubera. Because he loves Shiva, he's worshipping Shiva. And the reason I brought it in, that point, because we may chant. I may chant and seriously taking this, but if I don't have these two conception forefront, identity has to change. I'm a servant of my Guru, eternal.
But probably Sadashiva Dham is in spiritual world, no? Sadashiva Dham.
Sadashiva is not even Shiva, the conception in the material world.
It's a Vishnu Tattva.
Yes, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Sadashiva, who is also counselor of the gopis. He is there. He has, what's his name?
Advaitacharya.
Yes, he is also, no, I mean, Ishkan Sannasi, Danavir Maharaj. He actually, he translated a book, Kushakrata Prabhu translated, he published that book, I would say. Very nicely explained that how in every emotion that is in the world, in this world, material world, is not satisfying, but in spiritual world is very satisfying. So Krishna purposely creates this atmosphere through Yogamaya, where the gopis are waiting for Krishna to come and Krishna didn't show up. Then they are depressed and they are walking out. How can he not come? Did somebody kidnap him? They don't think he's God like that. He's just the most attractive hero, they desperately want. Then on the way, they see a Shiva under the banyan tree. He's meditating. So then the gopis comes and says, wow, we heard Ashutosh is the same concept we have material world in pure form in spiritual world. They said, can you please help us? So they offer some bell leaf. They also have bell leaf. And then Shiva talks, what do you want? He said, we are in love with Nanda Maharaj's son. Some or other he didn't come and we are in anxiety. Will we meet? How can we meet him? He said, he is on his way. In few minutes, he will be there. They feel so happy. They run back to the Kunja and Krishna really appear. Now, who is this Shiva? Who is that Shiva? It's actually Krishna.
Sadashiva.
He takes the form of Shiva and act like a counselor, astrologer. There is a Daibagga, there is a Daibagga, shows the banner. Disappointment, come to me. And they go like this. They say, really, we have a disappointment. We are supposed to meet Nanda Maharaj's son. So let me calculate. Oh, yes, he's coming at this time. They say, really? All right, what can we give you? Oh, you give me some food that after he eats, bring some remnants after you all eat. So that is also Krishna. Krishna has many agents also, they do. It's very interesting. Those are Sadashiva. But Prabhu, since you brought this, I'm going to say this. The Shambhutatta Shiva, the risk is that even we are liberated. This is just my personal prayers to all of you. Do not think you are liberated. Even you are liberated. I know 8 symptoms you can see. Actually, many devotees. In ISKCON, we have thousands of liberated souls, actually. There are 8 symptoms. This is in Bhagavatam 5.4.5. You can look at it. So you can say, okay, there are 8 symptoms, so I'm liberated. Do not think you are liberated because Maya can trap you. Liberated means you take the position of Shiva's equality. She bows down to you. Instead of keeping you in her trap, she sees that you are going out. You literally proven that you want to serve. It is better not to think like I'm still danger zone. I should be always thinking of, have a fear of Maya. Now you wonder why Prabhupada made it so strong. He says, I have a fear. And he says, my fear is that my followers are not afraid of Maya. We should be always afraid of Maya as long we are in this body, period. So in that sense, that Shambhutatta Shiva has a 2 connection. He is eternally connected as a great devotee. Vaishnavanam Jata Shambhu. He is also eternally connected with Maya Devi. It is not like a temporary relation. Maya Devi is eternally his wife. And she is eternal. She is eternally connected with him. That's why it is dangerous at that position that we can fall back. So we must learn how to cross that border. Border is not a little border. It's a giant border. Shiva Loko, Mahesdam, the Buddhists, they also goes there. A lot of Buddhists actually go there. They are very strict. Many impersonalists goes there. But this is a very scary place because there is a chances to come down is always there.
So once one devotee had told that he's practicing nicely and he has no attachment, nothing, he's not the boss. Tumhe to Thakur, tumhar kukur. But still he says somewhere the enjoyment tendency is there. It's not rooted out. He's telling, how do I get out of this? When I'm alone, I feel like yes. So when I know that it is not the right thing, but in my mind is forcing, telling, I don't know what to do. I don't know at the time of going back home, back to Godhead. If that comes, what will I do? He was crying. He's a very senior, I don't want to name the person. He's a very senior, 30, 40 years initiated. So he was asking, tell me a reason. I could not answer. Can you just, I want to give a reply. He's telling, itne sab karke 40 years, okay, still I have that doggish tendency.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for being honest. You can tell him, thank you for being honest. It is there. I will not drag about it, but there's a one sannyasi fell down. He actually, I interviewed as a friend because he was my well-wisher. He was my well-wisher.
So how can you answer, how can you suggest something to get out of this, Prabhu? Because he's really crying.
There has to be genuine cry. Genuine tears has to come. Genuine tears only comes when we identify and literally repent for the mistake we did, misuse of free will, and we regret. Has to be. Then responsibility arises in the heart. Then the devotee start crying, genuine cry. At that time, he will never address himself as a servant of Krishna, as a servant of the servant of Krishna.
Okay.
And then service is the forefront. That time he can cross and it will disappear from the heart.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. I brought it. I was not knowing how to ask this. But since you are so compassionate, I asked you. Don't feel bad in front of all the public.
You please bless me too. You are a wonderful devotee.
You are so great, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much for the wonderful answer too, Prabhu. Thank you. Prabhuji, I see more hand raises. I think Shri Supanisat Mataji, you can please go ahead. Thank you, Mataji.
Jai Hari Bol, Hari Krishna, wonderful Vaishnavi and Vaishnavas. Prabhu, I love your explanation on the subtle body. And it made me go right to the Bhagavad Gita. And I went to chapter 13 when it talks about the nature and the enjoyer and consciousness.
Yes.
And the subtle body, to my understanding, stores and carries everything from every life that we've ever had, for all the millions of births that I may have had. So what you're saying is that the subtle body, it stores everything, all our desires, everything. Am I correct?
Yes. But you have to, that's not enough. Subtle body, no. Subtle body carries everything, but you have to also learn how to destroy those impressions.
Yes. So once I destroy the false ego, intelligence, the senses, the desires, and then I'll be able to attain Krishna consciousness. Is that correct?
It is, but we are not only focusing on the negative. We're focusing on the positive, which will replace the negative. Otherwise, if we want to just destroy, nothing positive coming, we will not get out.
Okay, but my understanding is that we need to destroy all those senses and gratifications and just focus on Krishna.
Yes. If you look at 2.59 Bhagavad Gita, it tells you that if you try to destroy without higher taste, you will be disappointed. You will come back. Because soul is pleasure seeking by nature. You can never be completely empty. I don't want anything. Boy, that's not possible.
Okay. Okay.
We have
All
to
right.
replace only. Not
Okay.
suppress or ignore.
So, okay, Prabhu, I understand. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
so much, Mataji. Prabhuji, I can see some more hand raises, but because of lack of time, there is one question from Radha Jyoti Devi Mataji in the chat box also. Prabhuji, Rudra is a position or what is Rudra?
Rudra is you mean the position has no.
She has
There's no
mentioned
person.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. What is hazy consciousness? Where I will get details, Prabhuji. Could you please
Hold
read
on.
on this?
Hold on. First question, let me answer that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So when we talk about Rudra, there is a whole explanation. When is Shiva Ratri? Is in February, March, something like that. I think. I could be wrong. But February, March generally has a Shivaratri. And when you think of that time, we can have probably few classes through Bhakti Japa Sangha group, if possible. That Shiva Tattva is very interesting. Now, Rudra Tattva Shiva, in a short, I'll just give you answer, because this is very nice. That means you are thinking about it. Then this is wonderful. In Rudra Tattva Shiva, there is a concept that original Shiva, that Sada Shiva, Shambhu Tattva Shiva, and Rudra Tattva Shiva, they are interrelated. Just like a pregnant mother drinks, the baby also drink. You don't feed the baby separately in the womb. Mother body nourishes. So similarly, all three Shiva Tattva are interrelated. You cannot separate. This concept has to be understood. Now, Rudra Tattva Shiva, in between, if you want to know, you can read some of the pages that Prabhupada, Brahma Samhita, 5.45. You can see that, you can read that, because to talk, it will take half an hour. But you can read that. Also, can you become one of the Rudra? Yes, you can become also Rudra. You don't become Shiva, but you can become Rudra. So 11 Rudra, Ekadash Rudra, doesn't mean that they are all non-Jiva. No, there are 10 can be Jiva. 10 of them, but one is original Shiva's expansion. I'm trying to squeeze the philosophy in a very short. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I don't want to confuse you. Like for an example, you are composed of Sat, Chit, Ananda in a minute scale. This is who you are. But Shiva is not like these three components. Rudra Tattva Shiva has 4 components. Minute aspect of, this is Jiva Goswami Pad commentary, you can read on those slokas. Shiram Jatha Dadi Vikara Vishesha Jogat. So he explained what is this yoga, what causes that Rudra to appear. He has a minute aspect of inertia, which you don't have. Slightest degree of sambit, slightest degree of tatastha jiva, and pleasure potency, slightest degree. These 4 together caused Rudra Tattva Shiva. So he has more in your body, in your eternal existence, there is no component of Maya. But Shiva's existence, Maya is there eternally. So this is one concept of Rudra you can read. So that's why Prabhupada says that Jiva can also become Rudra. You don't become Shiva, but you can become Rudra. But don't fight with the words. It's just that understanding of the position. I hope this gives you some idea. Is the Rudra, is Rudra Tattva Shiva has a material body? Yes. What? Shiva doesn't have a material body? Yes, he does. You read it. 6. Bhagavatam 6.17.6. Chitraketu's discussion. He did say, Bhagavatam Sukdev Goswami says that Shiva is also you can say guru. I don't remember the translation, but I remember the verse. Eko Loko Guru Sakshat Dharma, like that. That he is guru, Shiva is guru for everybody, and he's the best living entity who also has a material body. If anybody has Bhagavatam in front of you, you can look at it, 6.17.6. I remember we had a long discussion because Rudra Tattva is one Tattva. Is very difficult to understand unless you have a good guidance, mentor. Okay, I think that's enough for now.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful question. I am sorry, Prahlad and Prabhu and Ekradhika Mataji also, I can see their hand raises, but because of lack of time, Prabhu, we have to close the class now with your
Hare Krishna,
permission.
Mataji. Mataji, I just want to know where is the details about the consciousness that Prabhuji was teaching us, the hazel consciousness. He was giving the explanation about the layers of the consciousness. So I just want to know where I could locate the details.
This is, you can read in Bhakti Vikas Maharaj's Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also explained this a lot. Details, I mean, page after page after page. Baladev Vidyabhushan Thakur also commentary.
Eternally grateful to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
so
Prabhuji.
much.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhyeva patitanam
Vaiష్णave
Koti Vaishnava Priti ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai. Pran
Jai.
Govind Prabhuji ki